Every person who has ever felt stuck has one thing in common. They kept doing the same thing, expecting a different result, and never once questions why. That feeling of spinning in a place, of waking up in the same situation month after month, is not a coincidence. It is a system. A vicious cycle is not just a bad habit. It is a self reinforcing loop that feeds on your energy, your time, and your belief in yourself. And here is what most people never realize. The cycle does not keep you trapped because you are weak. It keeps you trapped because it is designed to feel normal. So that is the main point. Think about the last time you tried to change something important in your life. Maybe you wanted to get healthier, earn more money, improve a relationship, or simply feel more in control of yourself. You started strong and then something happened. A setback, a bad day, a moment of doubt. And before you knew it, you were right back where you started, maybe even farther behind. But what if that pattern is not a personal failure? What if this is actually a signal pointing to something deeper you have not addressed yet? Think about what for a moment. Here's what the research on human behavior consistently shows. Vicious cycles are not broken by willpower alone. They are broken by identifying the exact trigger that restarts the loop. Most people attack the symptoms, the laziness, the procrastination, the anxiety. They attack them without ever touching the root. They treat the smoke and ignore the fire. And as long as the root remains intact, the cycle regenerates automatically, almost invisibly. The moment pressure returns, always. So, what actually creates a vicious cycle in the first place? Think about this for a moment. It starts with a belief, usually one formed long before you were old enough to question it. That belief shapes a behavior. That behavior produces a result. And that result confirms the belief. Round and round, faster and faster. The more repetitions, the deeper the groove. The deeper the groove, the more automatic the response. And the more automatic the response, the less aware you are that is even happening. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Because the same mechanism that locks you inside a vicious cycle can be reprogrammed with precision to build something entirely different. A cycle of progress works on the exact same principle. A new belief drives a new behavior. That behavior produces a new result. And that result strengthens the belief. The architecture is identical, only the direction changes. So, the question is not whether you can break the old cycle. The question is what you are going to replace it with. Because nature abhors a vacuum and so does human psychology. When you remove a pattern without installing a new one, the old loop quietly reasserts itself within days. This is the mistake that derails most people who try to change. They focus entirely on stopping and forget to build something worth running toward. So, how do you actually do it? You begin it not with action, but with awareness. And so is that important for every person. You map the loop. You identify where it starts, what fits it, and what false reward it is giving you. Because every vicious cycle offers something: comfort, familiarity, the illusion of safety. Once you see the payoff clearly, you can design a better alternative that delivers a real version of that same reward. Then you engineer small, repeatable wins that make the new cycle feel more natural than the old one. Repetition becomes your ally instead of your enemy. The people who consistently build momentum in their lives are not more talented or more disciplined than you. They have simply learned to design their environment, their habits, and their beliefs in a way that makes progress the paths of least resistance. They do not rely on motivation. They build systems, and those systems are run whether they feel inspired or not. You already know what your vicious cycle looks like. You have lived inside it long enough. The real question, the one that changes everything, is whether you are finally ready to stop managing the loop and start dismantling it from the inside. Break the pattern, build a system, trust the repetition. That is not a motivational slogan. That is the exact sequence that separates the people who keep starting over from the ones who never have to.